So recently I've gotten more into Genshin Impact, and with that I've noticed some things with the community. But I'm here to discuss characters, specifically character releases. From what I can tell just by looking at what many people in the Genshin fandom have said online, anytime a new character pool is announced for a new release update, there are two sides of the fandom. People who are actually like the new character, and people who absolutely despise this character. One of the new characters released for 5.5 for Genshin is Veressa, the upcoming 5-star Electro character who has had the community split. I have never seen a community more split like the community is split on this character. Anyways, like always with a Genshin character, you always have people dying on the Veressa is a good character hill, and you have the people who are absolutely not dying on the hill. Now, before I get into my opinion, let me talk about a community poll I took on my Instagram and TikTok. Just basically asking if you like Veressa or not, give me a good reason why. So, before I get onto my macaroons and other people who don't follow me for reasons not liking Veressa, let me just say that most people's reason for not liking Veressa is 1. Bad character design. 2. Completely fan service character. 3. They don't like her moveset, which kind of tied in with the previous 2 points. And finally, also tying in with the fan service character, people saying she's a purely Gunner character. Now I said that, I will state my opinion after I go over the data, but these statements are still something I find interesting, and are mostly some of the reasons why people who voted said. Also, let me see, damn, y'all really responded, like, a lot. Like, in the first few minutes of this poll, I had truckloads of answer on TikTok, but I'm glad for that, because I really want to make more videos this where I get your opinions and turn into discussions. Anyways, let's get into the data. Also, before I start with my mostly unbiased for this discussion and will be on both sides, but I will say my opinion on some replies. I know hearing this math and numbers is probably going to make some of y'all run out of the video, but here's the numbers, and please stay. I promise the video does not get boring from here. Anyways, going on to the data, there are 89 voters in total, with 63% saying yes and 38% saying no. If you wanted to know the exact number, 56 said yes and 34 said no. The extra percent y'all are probably wondering for is my Instagram, since I took this poll also on my Instagram, which is private. Most of this data is coming from my TikTok, which is public. So some of the data is from viewers, and other from randoms who don't know me. There were two who were indifferent about the opinion, which basically meaning they didn't really care. Moving on from the numbers, let me read some of the replies. Let me start with the most surprising one to me that says, she's a fetish character, so no. What? I'm generally confused on this one, because if we're going by that logic, you might as well call whole Genshin roster fetish characters. This isn't an argument I forgot to add on my list of reasons of why people hate Veressa, but saying this is completely weird. I know that Veressa is one of the first plus-size characters in Genshin, and it may seem like because of her plus size, she can be branded as a fetish character, but if you say that about one character in a game, are you going to say that about other plus-size characters in video games? Or other artists who turn their favorite characters from sources of media into plus-size characters? I know that might be a weak point to pull out the whole, would you say that about other sources of media's characters? But I genuinely don't get the argument about Veressa being a fetish character because of her plus size. I mean, if I did more research on this point, then maybe I would understand why, but I don't see a solid argument at this point. Okay, since that reply is out of the way, let's move on to the next reply. I love her pastel color palette and how she's supposed to be a strong yet cute wrestler, but I just wish they changed her attack animations, and idle animations, since one makes her seem fat, and the attacks make her seem like she's a weird person showing off her butt. This is a good argument, to be honest, because I genuinely don't hear people, whenever they say stuff about Veressa, giving a good constructive reason on why they don't like Veressa. Take this with a grain of salt, because this is just my experience and opinion. Just take it with a grain of salt, like I said. But most people I see, they'll just say she's a Gunner character, fetish character, or they just don't like her at all, and they won't give constructive reasons why. And I know that might be, like, very childish to be like, okay, why, but can you give me a reason? But, like, if, in my opinion, if you're not giving me a good reason on why you don't like said character or said source of media, then I don't really see your argument with the character, honestly, or source of media, honestly. Like I said, it might be a childish thing to think of, but that is honestly what I think of whenever I see people saying, I hate this show or I hate this character so much, and not giving constructive and good criticism on why they do not like this character or source of media. Anyways, let's move on to the next comment. I think your concept is good, but I think it's the poor execution on Hoyo's part to make the first bigger model female character's entire personality revolving around food and basically being a bull/cow. This is a good criticism, to be honest, because, like, it is kind of bad on Hoyoverse's part just to make her, like, freaking a cow character and her whole theme revolving around her eating. It's kind of bad execution on Hoyo's part, I'm not gonna lie, and I will acknowledge that. No, the character design is not my style, and the whole idea of her sitting on her opponents is questionable. Her character demo/teaser was odd too, considering they showed the inside of her stomach. Now, I know it's a gacha game, blah blah blah, fan service, whatever, come on. I don't have much to say about this comment other than, like, I do think it's weird that in the trailer they showed her stomach, like, at all. But you know what? I'm just gonna walk past that because that is a whole pot that's gonna get stirred up, and I've already stirred up the pot enough. Like, the pot is charcoaled at this point from how much I'm stirring it with this video. Anyways, let's get into my opinions of Veressa and my thoughts. All in all, I think Veressa is a good character. I think her design is good, and her color palette is fine, and everything about Veressa is just okay for me. Look, I know a lot of people might not like Veressa and her whole concept and idea and everything, but I will just say, I am a Veressa defender, okay? And I know there are, like, some aspects of her character that could be said as fetishizing or weird or stuff like that, but I just look past it and enjoy the character because, really, some of the reasons I've heard are just stupid. Like, the whole, people saying that Genshin has started on fan service has really got me mad because, like, you're saying that fan service did not exist in 1.0 whenever we had Lisa saying shit like this.
Come a little closer. You've been a naughty boy.
Yeah, literally, like, that's not fan service at all to you guys. And, like, this next point is gonna sound perverted for, like, how I'm pointing it out and how stupid it is, but there's somebody in a comment section. I can't find the comment for the life of me, but I swear to God, this person literally fucking said they added in Veressa just so they could give her a bouncy bust that has jiggle physics. Like, huh? Okay, this might be news to you, but Genshin has had jiggle physics for as long as I can remember, because I've started playing the game since, like, 2022, and there was jiggle physics in it. Like, I know this sounds like a stupid thing for me to be pointing out, but come on, I'm playing as Amber, and I'm playing as Traveler right here. You see a little bit of bounce right here, okay? And, like I said, I know this is stupid to point out, but why are you pointing this out about a character that, like, yeah, she has, like, a big bust size, but, like, I don't think you should be pointing it out, really, to be honest. Also, let me go over a point I've seen, like, a lot of times. This is a point where people are shitting on Veressa for, quote-unquote, not being a wrestler character because of her outfit and her moveset. Like, have y'all never watched an episode of WWE? And I know allegedly, I don't know if it's true or not, some people say that she's based off of luchador wrestling, but even if that was the case, you know, allegedly, because I'm not sure if she's directly based off of luchador wrestling, there is still parts in regular luchador wrestling and regular wrestling where wrestlers, male and female, use their hips for a attack. And plus, if she's based off of, like, regular WWE wrestlers, and you guys are saying she has little to no clothing, well, that's true, because WWE wrestlers have little to no clothing either. I mean, come on! Like, back in the 2000s of WWE, there was literally matches called strip matches where literally the objective was for the women to keep all their clothes on, and whoever had the most clothes on afterwards on the match was the winner. Let's move away from outfit design and move on to moveset design. Veressa's moveset has been criticized for not being too wrestler-like. I have to disagree on this one because I've literally seen wrestling and she has the moves. Like, she has drop kicks, headbutts, punches, and yes, most controversial, her hip drop is considered something to be in wrestling. Because this is a real move in wrestling. I've seen it before. And I know it's a controversial thing that she literally slams her ass on her opponents, but damn, it literally is a part of wrestling. Please do not argue with me on this. You can find videos of people doing hip drops. Anyways, thank you guys for watching this video on my opinion and your guys' opinion on Veressa. I knew this video took a long time to get done, but I just had a lot to do and I didn't have a lot of free time. And this video was actually supposed to come out the day before Veressa came out, but it didn't. But I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!